So the first thing you do, and this is, I'm talking about this because this is the year where we've been talking about the split, right? One of the things we want to manifest is a very, very beautiful experience, even of the split, right? So this is when we start maybe bringing other people into what we want and not necessarily something that they want. One of the examples I like to use is, okay, so you say you want to manifest $1 million or $1 billion. Okay, so the first thing is, if I said $1 million, how do you feel about that? Do you feel, whoa, that's so much money, I don't know how I'm gonna do that? Or do you feel, I can't do anything with $1 million? It's like, you know, the house I wanted to get is actually $5 million. So $1 million is not gonna do anything for me. So it's like, that's the first thing, right? The same with $1 billion. Do you feel, oh my gosh, $1 billion, that's never gonna happen, man? And that's it, that's the end of that manifestation. And if you think about it like $1 billion, well, that's a good start because the project that I want to get involved with costs $5 billion. So, but I can start with $1 billion, and work from there. I can get other people to finances and stuff like that, financiers and whatnot. But yeah, $1 billion is a good start. So that's the first thing, right? Same goes with your health. Same goes with your relationships, with your work. You find your comfort zone. They say push past your comfort zone, but let's start finding out what the comfort zone is first, okay? So first of all, we figure out what's our comfort zone, and then we start figuring out the rest. Oh my gosh, is it a kitty cat here? Hi. Hi. Hi, what happened to you? Hi, what happened? We brought bread and he got sick in the car. So Larry just went to fetch him. Poor thing. Anyways, so we were talking about manifestation. And it's very relevant to the split. And this year, I'm having a better time of this year coming up for the next few months, right? Having an easier time of it. So we find what's comfortable, what we think is believable. And then we start thinking, well, why? What is my why for this, right? And again, I really like to use the example of the money, because a lot of people know that money you can do stuff with, right? Some ability to do. So, and our society is money-based. Basically, you can't do much if you don't have it at the moment. So the transitional period, we're going to need that. So let's talk about that. So a lot of people talk about, okay, so I want, so let's say $10 million. That's my comfort zone. I want $10 million. I can do a lot with it. And then I can give my mom a new house, my brother, I could give him about, I don't know, maybe 1 million because, you know, his business is failing. And then I can give my sister probably 200,000 because that's what she owns on her mortgage. And then I've got my children, you know, and I can give my kids maybe 500,000 each. Yeah, let's do that, right? Oh yeah, and my neighbors, and then I have to give some charity, you know, because that's the right thing to do. So now you don't have a creation, right? A singular creation. You have a group creation. You have a co-creation. And you have like all these people that are in your life that you're going to give money to when you get your 10 million. All these individuals are running different programs, right? So some of them might be running the program of money is dirty and bad for you. Another one might be running a program if you're rich, you're bad and evil and greedy. Another one will be running a program, money can't buy you happiness. So you're going to be miserable basically if you get rich. Another person might be running just poverty programs, you know, like I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor. And another one might be running programs of, okay, so if I take this money, then what does he want from me, right? like debt programs. And another person might be running programs of how to get all 10 millions, not just one from you, right? So now you have all these programs that are out of your control because you're not them, but you included them in your intention. So it can backfire very, very quickly. It can stop your manifestation very fast. And then after you figure that out, so you go, okay, so I'm not going to give anybody any money. Then you go, oh my God, then everybody will think I'm mean and horrible and all these type of things, right? But you can give them, you know, things to do. Like, for example, okay, mom, if you want me to pay your mortgage, or mom and dad, you have to do the Ascension 101 course and the Love, Sex and Relationships course, and that's just an example. You could even tell them you're going to have to clean house, you have to clean up all your mess, and process your fear, right? Whatever's. Or you can tell them, okay, before I give you this, you're going to have to go back to university and learn how to do investments. I don't know. You know, maybe they had a passion that they dropped, and you could give them that as their homework. You know, okay, Dad, you're going to go back to school and you're going to become a carpenter, right? Once you become a really good carpenter, and it's probably going to take you about 4 or 5 years, then I'm going to give you $1 million to pay for your mortgage, right? Off your mortgage, and do whatever you want with it. So in that case, they have to work for it, and they have to be on board, right? Because they're doing something, actively doing something to get part of that wealth that you manifested. And you know, we're not talking here about babies or people that are very, very sick. So someone with Alzheimer's, you know, it's like, yeah, you're going to pay for the best care in the world. Of course you are, but they're not going to know about it, right? So they're not part of that equation. As such, I mean, at a higher self level, yes, they are. But often we know we can pretty much trust the person's higher self to do what's best for them and for us too. So this is one example, the one about the money thing. The health one, that's also a co-creation, because guess what? If you're healthy, you're supporting others, you're supporting yourself, you're doing all these things. If you get sick, suddenly you need other people to take care of you. And sometimes you can't take care of other people. And, you know, that is a massive thing, right? That's a really, really big thing. So I like to use the example of my arms. When I was 18, I had a motorbike accident and I messed up my arms and my back. My back is pretty good now, so, but I have to look after it really well. If I pick up something really heavy, for example, forget it. I need to go back to the chiropractor or something. But my arms are pretty functional. I have 40-something% mobility on this hand, 80-something% on this one, and most of the time they're pain-free. When Larry and I first got together, I managed to re-injure my right arm and then my left arm, and I couldn't use my arms. And I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I'm such a burden, you know. I was running all these programs of being independent and being the one that takes care of everybody. And suddenly I had to let Larry even do up my buttons, you know. It's like I couldn't do my buttons. And he had to cook for me and help me with my shoelaces and putting on my clothes. I was like, oh my God, this is awful, you know. It's like, the poor guy, it's like, this is terrible. I don't want to put anybody through that. And here we are, you know. And then it turns out that for Larry to be able to look after somebody that he loves is the maximum expression of love, right? And if I hadn't got sick like that with my arms, I would never have learned that, right? And I would have always been totally independent and not allowing him to express his love. So eventually we come to once I realized it, realized what was going on. I was able to accept loving care and TLC, and the loving care, right? And then my arms got better. So I didn't have to have that anymore. So often with our health, and you know, sometimes it's just about you and your body, not other people outside of your reality, or in your reality, but not part of this equation. It's just you and your body having to work together, or your body tells you something. Often I've heard of people saying, yeah, I need to take a holiday, I need to take a holiday, I need to take a break from work, but I can't because I've got this project and that project and the other project and I won't do it. Boom, they get the flu, right? And they're out for a week or two, unable to do anything except sleep and take aspirins or whatever, right? And then it's like, yeah, it's so common. And then they tap into their physical body and they say, hey, you know, I was telling you for months that I needed a rest and I needed a break, but you wouldn't listen. So we took a rest, we took a break. And you go, oh my gosh, you know, okay, next time I'm gonna listen. Do you? I don't think so. Maybe. When she starts or he starts getting like a stuffed nose, then maybe you listen. Oh my God, I promised that I would listen next time and I haven't. Okay, I'm going to take a break. You take a day off or something, you know. So the co-manifestation, co-creations, one of the important aspects of this year is that really, truly, you cannot engage in low frequency co-creations if you want to have an easy time of it. Of course you can. You're free to do anything you want. But if you want to have an easier time of this transition or even this year, you can't indulge. And you go, but my kid, my this and the other, you know. Yeah, don't do it. And educate yourself, right? Sometimes you engage without even knowing it. I have a son who's an addict, and he played me for years. Every single excuse you can think of, he would do, and I would fall for it. And then I started educating myself, and I learned about enabling, and I learned about what type of things they say, you know. Even, hey mom, I have an interview on Monday and I need a new pair of shoes because my shoes are really, really old. So can you buy me a pair of shoes? And you buy them a pair of shoes, guess what? They're gonna sell it and get drugs. Yeah, to that extent. So anyways, it's like that type of dynamics we can be very, very aware of. We can even put programs in that say, hey, you know, if one of this is happening, I want to be sure and know that this is what's happening so that I can take steps to not fall for it, not become part of a co-creation of addiction, you know, for example, on somebody that I love.